Good morning, trading world. It is February 21st, 2023, 7:38 a.m. on the East Coast, and this is my pre-market outlook and technical analysis for day trading the markets. Well, last week, I hope you all enjoyed my song, When the Momentum is Gone. Now, when the momentum is gone, you would think that we would just roll over and keep falling. If only it was that easy. The market is a very fickle beast. I almost said something else, but that's what the market is. As far as I know, there is no technical term for what I am about to describe, but I have grown to call it testing the waters. Have you ever been at a swimming pool and you go to dip your toe in to test the temperature of the water? Some people dip a toe in, some people try to splash a little water up onto their body to try to get used to the cold temp. And once you see how cold it is, you usually walk back a ways, trying to pump yourself up to just go ahead and do it. And then just taking off and running and jumping and going full cannonball in or diving in. Well, picture this in market terms. This week we're going to walk price action down a lot, then a little more until we have breached the lower end of the current major channel we are in. And that breaching that lower the lower end of the major channel we're in is the market dipping its toe into the deeper end of the pool. And then at some point, maybe not this week, maybe next week, the market takes a big run up before coming back and diving all the way into that lower main channel. So that's what we're looking at. It's going to be a slow process, probably over the next 2 weeks. But that's essentially what we're looking at. Then, as if we just rolled out of bed in the middle of the night, we're going to shake it all off on our primary expiration day and explode super high, taking back all the losses for either this week and next week or just next week, however it may fall. And that will pretty much be our blow off top. Now, looking at the calendar and seeing where things fall gives me pause to say that there may be this may be maybe 2 weeks away from that blow off top. This week could give us a surprise to the downside first, dipping our toe into the deep end of the pool. And then just when you think we're pulling up and out of all of this on Friday, we could get a brief shock even lower. Looking beyond that, the first of the month is 6 days away. This lines up with new fund flows that usually happen the 1st through the 3rd, with a possible blow off top on next Friday. I expect everyone to be leaning pretty bearish going into next week. And then new fund flows could be just the thing to give a jolt to an alternate, more explosive thesis ending on the primary expiration day that week. So there you have it. That's pretty much how I see things in a nutshell, basically. This week and parts of next week may be awful if you aren't already positioned with bearish positions. Now, with that being said, even though it is Tuesday, it is the beginning of a new trading week because of President's Day. Hope everybody had a relaxing holiday. But let's start with the outlook for the week. This week, we have a bearish biased outlook, closing below the 407.26 with a possible retracement of around 409. There is harmony between the technical side, which is bearish, and the quant side, which is also bearish. I'm looking for a fight to stay in this main channel above 397, but eventually losing that battle temporarily at some point this week or next week. Let's get to the key levels to watch for today. All right, here we are back with the key levels of the day. Starting on the resistance side, our jack resistance is going to be the 404 to the 405 area. Queen resistance is going to be 406 to the 407 area. We're going to have a hard time pushing above this 406, 407 area today. I see quite a few rejections from it before we're able to push above. Then we have our king resistance 408 to the 410 area. On the support side, we have our jack support at 403 to the 402 area. Queen support 401 to the 400 area. And then king support 399 to the 397 area. The main thesis for today is bearish, closing below the 407.26 with a projected target low of between 406 and 399. Alternate thesis is bullish, closing above the 407.26 with a projected target high of between 407 and 410. The main channel we are in is from 397 up to 416. The main channel above the one we're in is 416 up to 425. And I should give a warning to the channel, the main channel below the one we're in now. And give me just a second to look that up. That channel is going to be from 397 down to 379. Last week, market strength and breadth had a small gap up, then a quick flop down before trending up on the day. I expect a similar play today. We do have dissonance between the technical side, which is bullish, and the quant side, which is bearish. That brings us into the scenarios of the day. Alright, our first and most probable scenario could be our trend day down, day type structure. We open gap down and start with a push back toward the previous close, represented by the blue line. One thing about today's trend day down, I expect that most of the damage to the downside has already been done for the day, so it'll be more chop than trend. But either way, we find our resistance on or before the previous close, and then we begin our downtrend for the day, which, like I said, I don't expect us to go too much lower than what we've already pushed. We usually find our midday chop around either the possible queen or king support area, and usually we come out the second half of the day into what's usually a head fake, looking like we're going to continue the downtrend for the day, but at some point reverse and we get somewhat of a rally near or into the close. So that is our trend day down day type structure. All right, our next scenario is going to be our range day structure. We can have a small push lower and begin to consolidate around the Jack or Queen support area and push up at some point later in the day. So this is our range day structure, and it's going to be really hard to differentiate the range day from the trend day down today because so much action is taking place overnight, and it's basically going to be a consolidation for pretty much a majority of the day, whichever way we look at it. All right, our last scenario could be our rounded reversal day type structure. We could get a continued push higher toward the Jack or Queen resistance area and find midday chop around either the possible Queen. I'm going to leave it at the Queen resistance area before going back down with the same energy or force we went up with the first part of the day. So that is our rounded reversal day type structure. We usually suffer on these abbreviated weeks where we have an opening, well, two openings in aftermarket hours, trying to catch up to a lot of the order flow that is taking place, which usually could drive us all over the place. We could have a decent explosion move up at some point after the consolidation takes place. So it's going to be a crazy day at some point, or it leads to something crazy at some point. But it's going to feel pretty muted at first. These are those weeks that I like to busy myself doing something else. I don't really like to come out and trade too much into weeks like this where we're already in a hole. So fortunate enough, I do have short positions on already, But from this point, there's nothing to do for me but to kind of prune positions that I already have. And I don't like shorting in the hole, so it's a hard week for me to trade. So from that, as I say pretty much always, your most important job as a trader is to protect the capital that you already have. And we do this by knowing and understanding the risk that we have on in each position and managing that risk in accordance to our account size. Again, that I hope that this helps. And one of those important risk management techniques is knowing when to sit on your hands. Some people like, playing in the riskier markets or dodging cars going 60 miles an hour. Some people don't. I like having an edge to my advantage, not knowing that edge and having it all played out beforehand and trying to pick up the pieces from there. So again, this session is more than likely I'll probably step back position size if I trade at all. So again, I hope this helps. Wishing you a positive trading day. Let's go out and make it a great one.